When Gap stores arrived in the UK in the late 1980s, they were a much sought-after bit of preppy American style, the place to go for jeans in any cut or colour or length, and a logo that you would want to be seen in. Things have truly changed. Some of its UK outlets have already closed, and now it says all UK and Ireland stores will close by the end of September. Kate Hardcastle is a consumer and retail expert. Good morning.
Good morning.
What went wrong for Gap?
I think that they were very firm in their offer, and that carefully curated denim that once had curb appeal for shoppers suddenly became lost in time. And certainly as consumers have moved on, competition has come into the marketplace. We've seen certainly the brands that you want to shop with in physical retail have to have so much more than just products on offer. They have to have purpose for that consumer. So that might be on the value side of life with brands like Primark. It might be on the experience side of life, but it certainly can't just be a case that doors or shutters open and consumers flock to premises just to buy items.
They were not as cheap as Primark, you mean, and they just didn't offer enough variety, and they didn't move with their times. That's certainly my impression, because I do remember the arrival in 1987 of Gap, and it seems to me they've been selling the same things ever since.
Absolutely. The stores have looked the same way too. And I think it is a case of moving with consumers. I think it's about making sure that your brand messaging is moving with the times too. Things like environmental and ethical messaging is very important for consumers. They want to make sure they're dealing with organisations where they feel they're moving with the times. Consumers want to be part of your story too. And if you look at anything from the social media offering of Gap, the advertising, things just didn't feel like a company that had embraced the new consumer. Competition is very tough out there. Retail has gone through the biggest evolution probably we've seen in decades.
What do you think moves into the spaces? Because they did have some very large stores.
When we see these big high street names start to disappear, it isn't just a case that we've got to think about the job loss element of it. It's the short-term look and feel of our high streets until we get a high street of the future that's going to have to be one about more than just retail. We need human high streets that's very much more about a social offering than just a pure retail offering. And unfortunately, I think we're going to go through some real pain in our high streets until we get that evolution. And unfortunately, there's not an amazing amount of willing retailers ready to go into the space, particularly premium spaces that have been so expensive to run and operate.
So they might just stay boarded up for quite a while.
Until we get some real big thinking plans for our high streets, I think we probably are going to see more empty store closures.
Okay. And briefly, do you think they will do well online? Because that's what's going to stay.
They've really had some significant discount in there. I think they've got to make sure that their appeal is beyond the price that they pay because the competition's just too big. So It's got to be about more and more collaborations.
Kate Hardcastle, thank you.